Welcome to Kingdom Stories, where faith comes to life. At Kingdom Stories, we bring powerful, faith-filled storytelling that inspires, uplifts, and encourages. Through modern-day parables and real-life narratives, we showcase God's presence in everyday life. Subscribe now and be part of a community where faith meets storytelling, and every story points back to God's love and grace. And now, let's begin.
The other side of the sign. Marvin passed the same man every morning on the corner of 8th and Grant. A cardboard sign read, "Just need a chance." Rain or shine, the man sat with vacant eyes, never speaking unless spoken to. Marvin, a successful realtor, had grown numb to the sight. He often told himself, if I give him money, he'll waste it. Not my problem. Sometimes he justified his silence by muttering, I worked hard for what I have. One morning, something was different. It was pouring rain. As Marvin waited at the red light, he noticed the man wasn't there. In his place was the soaked cardboard sign, lying flat on the ground. Just as the light turned green, Marvin saw the man, collapsed near the alley behind a dumpster. Marvin hesitated. Should I stop? Someone else will handle it. Right? But no one else did. The cars kept moving. Something stirred in Marvin's spirit, an ache he couldn't explain. He turned the car around. He found the man barely conscious and shivering. Marvin called 911 and stayed with him until the ambulance arrived. As they loaded him in, Marvin finally asked, "What's your name?" "Reggie," the man whispered. Later that evening, Marvin couldn't shake the image. He looked up local shelters and learned Reggie had been a welder until a back injury left him jobless. Medical debt took his home. One mistake, and everything spiraled. Marvin visited the shelter where Reggie was recovering. He brought him clean clothes, hot food, and, more than anything, dignity. They began talking weekly. Marvin helped Reggie get connected with a rehabilitation center. Over time, Reggie began rebuilding. A few months later, Marvin helped him land an entry-level job at a local hardware store. Reggie was no longer the man with the sign. He was a man with a story, a life, a future. Remember. In Luke 10, Jesus asks, which of these was a neighbor to the man in need? The answer isn't in words, but in action. Compassion isn't always comfortable. But it's always powerful. Marvin discovered that loving our neighbor sometimes means crossing the street, asking a name, or simply choosing to care. There is always a story behind the sign, if we're willing to see it.
Subscribe now and be part of a community where faith meets storytelling.